are the latest updates from the Pna Newsroom. The government is finding ways to reduce the consumption of imported fuel by pushing for the use of electric vehicles. The National Economic and Development Authority Board has endorsed an executive order modifying the tariff rates of certain electric vehicles, including its parts and components, to 0% for 5 years. It will also reduce the tariff for second parts and components of electric vehicles from 5% to 1% in 5 years. Socioeconomic Planning Secretary Arsenio Balisacan said the EO covers certain electric vehicles such as passenger cars, buses, minibus, vans, trucks, motorcycles, tricycles, scooters, and bicycles, among others, including EV parts and components. He said the tariff modifications shall be reviewed after 1 year of the implementation to assess the impact and the development of the ecosystem. The Philippines and Indonesia bolstered their ties by enhancing maritime security and border crossing agreements. In the recently concluded 39th Philippine-Indonesia Border Committee Chairman's Conference in Davao City, both countries agreed to implement policies that will standardize the safety and protection of Filipino and Indonesian nationals at the borders. They also pushed for coordinated patrol or CORPAT by revising its standard operating procedure. AFP Eastern Mindanao Command Chief Lieutenant General Greg Almirol said they are considering the threat posed by transnational terrorists and will work with Indonesia in enhancing intelligence cooperation and other security-related matters. He also pushes for an improved consular access for detained Filipinos. Meanwhile, the Indonesian Military Command, headed by Rear Admiral TNI Dr. TSNB Hutabarat, said that just like the Philippines, they also want to overcome the border issues. He added he is looking forward to achieving a stronger, closer, and more meaningful partnership between the Philippines and Indonesia. In news overseas, Malaysian opposition leader Anwar Ibrahim has been named Prime Minister days following an unexpected post-election deadlock. Malaysia's King Sultan Abdullah Ahmad Shah formally agreed to appoint Anwar as the country's 10th Prime Minister. The general election last Saturday ended with the victory of Anwar's Alliance of Hope coalition's victory with 82 seats against former Prime Minister Muhyiddin Yassin's 73 seats for his National Alliance bloc. However, Anwar fell short of the required 112-seat majority vote. The king initially asked Muhyiddin and Anwar to form a unity government to break the hung parliament, but then Tamale rulers granted their consent for Anwar's appointment. Anwar began his political career as deputy to former Prime Minister Mahathir Mohamad in the 1990s. In other news, Davaoenos and tourists may soon enjoy Noche Buena cuisine from different parts of the Philippines in the upcoming Kain Pa Food and Travel Festival to be held in Davao City on December 2 to 4. The 3-day event of the Department of Tourism aims to highlight the Philippines as a premier culinary destination in Asia. The festival will showcase the rich culinary culture of Regions 1, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13, as well as from the Cordillera Administrative Region and the National Capital Region. DOT 11 Regional Director Tanya Rabatan said the Christmas-themed festival will feature a flavorful spread of holiday cuisines and local beverages and a promotion of farm tours and tourism circuits. Dan said the culinary event will also highlight celebration dishes that are a sure hit for Noche Buena. That's the latest and biggest stories from the Pna Newsroom. For more news content, visit our webpage or head on to the Philippine News Agency's Facebook and Twitter accounts. We're also shown on the social media pages of the Office of the Press Secretary at Radyo Pilipinas RP1. I'm Stephanie Sevillano. We tell stories that inspire change.